cricket isn't so much at a club level like that, it's more on an international scene.
I don't think that was a place to do it.
It is the second most watched game in the world. It has become increasingly popular as we have progressed, and I think it's going to get more popular.
Nice looking delivery, right on the money.
I think cricket, especially in countries like India and Pakistan, is like a religion. I'm like emotionally attached to all of the players. Someone like a Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma.
Nilansh Keswani, you beauty.
The reason people love Virat Kohli is not just because he's a very good batter, but there are very good batters around the world. The people love him because of his character, what he brings, his attitude.
That era, Wasim, Waqar,
Oh,
Shoaib,
crazy.
that was a trio that the world would fear.
They would give nightmares to batters.
They'd give nightmares.
What do you think cricket does unite more than it divide?
For sure.
I think it unites more, especially in UAE. If you see, Indians and Pakistanis are always playing in the same team.
Yes.
On a Friday evening or a Saturday evening, to all the cricket grounds, from Sharjah to Ajman to Dubai, even to Abu Dhabi, every cricket ground is busy.
There'll be a game going on right now.
Do you think there's a lot of superstition, if you had to mention?
I know people, if, for example, if I sat in a specific place on my sofa and Sri Lanka won that game, I'll sit on that same specific place in the sofa for the next game.
How would you describe this connection between cricket and chai?
It's funny because, when you play cricket, whether it's in the day or it's in the night, especially in the UAE here, most times it's summer and it's hot. And when it's hot, you want to have a cold drink, but us, no.
No, we want chai.
We finished our bowling innings, come yaar, chai lao yaar. We finished batting in, come chai kaun pilayega? That's the first question. And every ground, by the way, has a cafeteria in there because they know all the players when they come, they want a cup of chai.
Chai. Why do you think there's that special attachment to the players? Not as much, I guess, as in football or in other sports. Why is that there in cricket?
This episode is brought to you by Brooke Bond Red Label.
So to start off, I want to start off with kind of an opinion that I have about cricket. The way I've seen cricket growing up, I feel like cricket isn't a sport. It's like a religion and the cricket players are like gods because that's how the fans obsess over cricket. Growing up, I've seen it, even though maybe I was not as obsessed. I know people hate me for saying that, but maybe I'm not as obsessed, but I've seen that passion, that energy. It's the second most watched sport in the world, right? What do you think about this statement that I just said? Do you agree with it? How do you feel about it?
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. And anyone says, we're talking cricket, I said, let's do it.
Yes.
I will not
Exactly.
ask any more questions. Say, let's go ahead, let's do it. I'm down for it. I said, whatever you need. And if it comes with a wonderful cup of coffee,
I love that.
no problem at all. Yes, it is the second most watched game in the world. It has become increasingly popular as we have progressed. And I think it's going to get more popular. A lot of sports we forget about so many different sports, right? A lot of people say, what are you talking about cricket? You know how big football is. Then somebody gets up and says, do you know how big NFL is? Do you know how big F1 is? Every sport is big. But in terms of cricket, I think it's the players, it's the superstars, like you said, the gods of the game that attract the eyeballs to for the match. And I often ask this question to a lot of people. When you go to watch a football game, what do you go to watch? Do you go to watch the players or do you actually go to watch the match? He said, no, we actually go to watch the match. He said, versus when you go to watch a cricket game, what do you go to watch? Do you actually go to watch the game or do you go to watch your favorite player?
Interesting.
They're like, yeah, we actually go to watch our favorite player on the ground because if I really want to watch the game from a technical standpoint, I'm better off watching it on a TV screen than to watch it in the stadium.
So it's that connection that they have with the players, which is unique about cricket, I guess. So what do you guys think?
Listen, I think, like you said, every sport has its following.
Yeah.
I think geography also plays a big part. For example, in England, football is fanatic, right? The way people follow it. People have affiliations to their clubs. They have proper loyal following and generations to generations. I think cricket isn't so much at a club level like that. It's more on an international scene. Also, because cricket is such a heavy sport in South Asia, in our cultures, we tend to get emotional about everything. That's South Asians for us in a nutshell. So we get emotional about sport and cricket as well.
Like we get attached, emotionally
Exactly.
attached. Yeah.
So because there's so much emotional attachment, we make connections with the players, like she says. And you could see in some of the games in the IPL, people go and watch Chennai matches because MS Dhoni is playing. The moment he gets out, They walk out. They go to watch an RCB match because Virat Kohli is playing. He gets out, they walk out. So we have such a close connection, not just with the sport, but also with the players in it. And that's also one reason cricket is growing so well, because then those players come back into the game as a coach or a commentator or a mentor or whatever.
Like this, it's like a full circle.
It's like a
they
full circle.
continue.
Exactly.
It's like a life cycle.
And then, of course, recently with the spurt of all these leagues and the short format of cricket, because of course, in the 90s when we were growing up, it was just test cricket and one-day cricket. You obviously know a little bit about that for sure.
Yeah.
Cricket that is 5 days or cricket that is 1 day, which is 50 overs. But now you have the shorter format, easy for consumption. In 3.5 hours, it's over. Because that was one of the biggest complaints about cricket back in the day. Oh my God, it takes the whole day.
Yeah.
Or it takes 5 days and you
takes
still
5
can't find a
days,
winner. I mean, what kind of sport is that? You know? But 1 day's, the 50-over format kind of was a solution, but still 7.5 hours for a game, people don't have that kind of time. And as obviously, lives became busier, the shorter format T20 came about. Now, T20 for me was the game changer in cricket.
Okay.
That's what led to more people following it. So, you know what? 3.5 hours of good entertainment. This is fun. And that got the crowds into stadiums and these leagues came up. I think more and more children who were losing interest in the game started becoming interested again.
Because it was
Shorter, quick format, more entertainment. And they made the ground visits also. Like if you're in the stadium, you're actually enjoying it. It's like a party. It's not so much just a sport that you're watching. You have the fire things going off, cheerleaders.
Exactly.
It's all fun and games. And of course, there's good sport to watch as well.
Yeah.
So for me, T20 has been pivotal in the way the game has grown. And it was needed. I mean, purists like myself and Charvi might say that, Test cricket is the best ever. But the sport needed T20.
So wait, does Test cricket still exist? Is that
Of course it does. Of course.
Hey. We plan an entire calendar year around Test matches.
No, Test cricket is the ultimate.
Okay.
But the thing is, again, it's not, unfortunately, it's become commercially unviable, if that's even a word. So smaller nations like the boards that are not as rich as maybe India, Australia and England are unable to sustain Test cricket because sponsors don't want to come on board for a Test match because, again, how many eyeballs do you have
will
on
actually
it?
watch?
How many people comes to the stadiums for it? Whereas a Test match in Australia will have a full house. In England, in India, will have a full house.
So it depends country to country as well.
Exactly.
That connection to the match. I also want to get into why there's that strong connection with the players. But before that, I want to get your opinion. Yeah.
First of all, thank you for having me. I mean, like Sameer said, I think cricket, especially in countries like India and Pakistan, it's like a religion. It's like, I think all of us, even me, I play cricket. I'm like emotionally attached to all of the players. Someone like a Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma. Whenever they get out, we get really sad. And especially if you watch games like IPL, like Sameer said, when there's a game of CSK going on, the fans don't care if they're winning or losing. If they just want to come and see Dhoni come and bat, even if it's for 1 ball or 2 balls. So yeah, I mean, like it's like I think especially in India and Pakistan, it's just like a religion. And secondly, what he said was really correct about T20 cricket, because I think like all of us, we know cricket a lot. So I think for us, Test cricket is obviously the ultimate. But I think to attract new eyeballs, you need T20 was needed. Because it's like 3.5 hours of entertainment, and then obviously there's a result. So obviously it always attract new eyeballs.
So that's why I feel like when I was looking more into cricket, I realized that it's not just a sport; it's an entertainment industry because there's celebrities are invested in it. As you said, the cricket players, there's an attachment to them. It's like entertainment. It's not just a sport, which is quite unique about the way it's conducted, right? But why do you think there's that special attachment to the players? Not as much, I guess, as in football or in other sports, the way you mentioned. Why is that there in cricket?
I'll let the Indians answer that question because they are the ones who are
that's
emotionally
where-
usually attached to their
I don't know, I
players.
feel like
You're
it's
also emotionally invested.
To a
Come
certain
on,
extent,
you're
yes.
right.
Okay, all right.
From the last conversation, he was like, every chance he'll bring in cricket. I was
Which
like,
never happened, by the way. I even wore the Sri Lankan jersey, would you believe it, to represent Sri Lanka, and cricket just never came up.
Would you
That's
believe
why now we have a special episode.
Yeah, so she
right?
decided to give us a special one.
Okay, that's
Thank you,
wonderful.
Mahreen. Very
That's
kind of you.
wonderful. I think it's very cultural. I would put that down to culture, right? And I think Nilansh would agree that it's a very cultural thing to be emotionally invested into anything that you love or anything that you do.
So Indian culture?
Subcontinental
South
culture.
Asian, yes.
South Asian
Yeah.
culture is that way. But don't get me wrong. As much as emotionally invested we are or passionate we are about cricket, if you go to other parts of the world, there are other fans who are also passionate and emotionally invested
In different
about-
sports, yeah.
in different
Yeah,
sports.
you're right.
And for us to, I mean, cricket, of course, is life. That's what it is. What we have today, I hear because of cricket, and wouldn't have been without the game. So, all thanks to the big game that has given us the identity that we have. Why would you not be emotionally invested? Is if you don't love sport. You love sport, I think that is just the period. You would be emotionally invested. You love the players. And every player, like you said, superstars, they all have a value behind it, something or the other, right? And we always look up to such celebs. He wore that red shoe. I want to wear that red shoe. She, Maria Sharapova is on the tennis court and she's got Nike tennis shoes. You're going to see everybody else who's going to go and wear Nike tennis shoes, right? Cristiano Ronaldo's got rubber studs, specially custom made, carbon fiber, all of that. I want those CR7 boots, So I think it's because you feel the sense of belonging and you want to attach yourself to that identity because you want to feel the same way they feel, which actually is very different. And because we've been on both sides of the page, we can tell you that it's very different.
What do you mean it's different?
As a layman, as a spectator, you want to be there. But to be there is a whole different ballgame altogether. That is different. That a lot of people don't see.
So when you say be there, as in be playing in the matches, that's what you mean?
Yeah, so just to be on the other side of the table.
The player itself
The player
who's being
itself.
followed.
Who's being followed.
For
People are
them,
talking
it's
about
a whole nother...
It's a whole other ballgame altogether.
So that's the thing, right? Because like she said, we're so emotionally attached. I think we fall in love with the player who we believe we connect to the most. First, because we love the way they play. For example, Virat Kohli, nobody in the world will tell you, or nobody in the world will disagree when I say that he's the best batter of the era, right? I mean, your knowledge on cricket must be zero if you say that he's not, right? Okay, you must be an absolute
But even
idiot.
if it's zero, you would know. Like,
Yeah, you
I
would still know,
that.
exactly,
Still know,
because
yeah.
of all the headlines and all the news around it.
Yeah.
Now, the reason people love Virat Kohli is not just because he's a very good batter. But there are very good batters around the world, okay? The people love him because of his character, what he brings, his attitude, never say die. He wants to win even if it's the last ball, his team is in the doldrums, but he believes he can win. That's what he brings. And people see themselves in those characters.
They connect
I
with that.
want to be like him. I want to be like Virat Kohli. Same thing MS Dhoni. MS Dhoni is a complete different character. He doesn't bring out he's not animated on the field. Poker face all the time. But his mind is running at, full speed. He's calculating, he's wondering, okay, what should I be doing when he's on the field? He's very quiet, straight face. But sometimes the moves he makes as a captain, you're like, how did he even think about this? So like for me, for example, I connect more with MS Dhoni because I'm that kind of guy. I'd keep a straight face, but I'd be making plans in my head. So it's who you connect with, the kind of
You
players.
see yourself in them in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing as a Sri Lankan. I love Kumar Sangakkara. Not just because he's a brilliant batter, as Charvi and Nilansh would agree. I just like his persona on and off the field, the way he carries himself. Because I'm a commentator, I like the way he speaks, the way he analyzes the game. For me, all of that makes me want to I wish I could hug you. So I think it's that connection we make as a person. And of course, fan following, as you can see, sometimes can be crazy as well. People go to lengths they do absolutely stupid things just to go and get a selfie if they can. But then there needs to be a balance as well. You got to give space to the person you follow. You got to make sure that you respect them for their time. And like she said, that person also is a human. They need they can have their down moments. None of us are perfect. Just because a celebrity or cricketer that you loved ended up doing something that the world doesn't approve of, it's okay. They're human. You don't have to
Bash them for that.
turn that relationship into a hate
as
relationship.
human as we are. I mean, that understanding is very important. Fans love the people that they do. Fans love celebrities. Fans love their sports people they love. And they already put them at a stature.
Yeah.
You cannot be wrong. That's a
You can't
subconscious
make one
mindset.
wrong move.
You can't
And
make
you're
one
done.
wrong move. And
Yeah.
that pressure is so real that even if you slip, you're too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
So it's harder on the celeb,
On the actual
on the actual
player,
person
Yeah.
versus the fan.
Definitely.
I'm sure Nilansh can weigh in on that. We had a very close tournament recently where there's a lot of pressure of expectations.
Yeah, I think, coming back to the question you said, I think us, especially us Asians, basically, we get really emotionally attached to, I think, almost everything. So like Sameer said, he likes someone like a Dhoni or a Kumar Sangakkara who's like a calm personality. I'm someone I like Kohli. Like on the field, he's aggressive. He wants to win the game for the team. But off the field, he's a very nice gentleman. I think that's how it's supposed to be.
He has that balance in his
Yeah.
personality. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's easily, I think, us fans, I'm a player myself, so I know what it takes to be at that level. But I think fans who just watch the game, obviously they want Kohli to do well every game. But Kohli also wants to do well every game. It's not like he gets
He
out on
already
purpose.
has that expectation on
Yeah.
himself. So now that expectation gets, that pressure increases crazily because also the
And that is a
pressure.
very good point. You should always remember, no one goes out there to purposely do bad.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
They're not there being like, I'm going to suck today. Like,
Exactly.
So I think a lot of fans need to understand that, that when Kohli gets out early, he's the most angry at himself more than the fan. So I think that's what the fans need
But
to understand.
is there an example of a scenario like this where maybe the fans got a little too extreme and they started bashing a player for the mistakes?
so
There's probably a lot, but
many. If you
is there a
go
popular
online,
one?
It's
I think
simple. When the IPL is on, just go to some of the fan pages. You'll hear words that you've never heard before.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day you're seeing on community,
Yeah.
WhatsApp chats.
Oh, my.
And I'm just like, you were the same. And I'm on part of some of these groups, I shouldn't mention them, but I'll tell you what. I am surprised. You'll be surprised with the kind of messages that come in the group. The same guy yesterday has roasted this player, and today is the one who's taking the medal for him.
Worshipping.
Worshipping him. And I'm just thinking, listen,
How does that
at
switch
least-
happen?
At least have some standard of your own.
literally.
Why
Correct,
would you?
correct.
Like, why don't switch it that much?
Exactly.
But I think the one that I've heard of, even though I'm not fully into the cricket scene, but I know about this happened with Virat Kohli, right? Like there was a period where he made a couple of mistakes, and then people bashed him for quite some time until he came back.
He was out of form for a little while.
Okay.
For a little tiny while.
Okay.
Again, that's the standard he's set himself. And people just expect him to always be up there. Look at even the best of athletes, man. They go through a purple
That's
patch.
normal.
It happens.
Yeah.
They go through a lean patch. Virat Kohli, because he's set himself such a high standard, everyone was just, okay, he's going to perform. He's going to get us out of trouble. He's going to score a century and win the game for us. You can't. You're not God. You just can't. Everybody goes through a lean patch. And
That is
as a
completely
fan, like she said, like Nilansh said, if you've played the game, you'll always understand. But if you've never stepped onto that field, I'm not saying played the game at an international level. I play C division cricket and I still get it, man. You go out there, there's 12 runs needed off 3 balls. Yes, I know I can hit 2 sixes, but I still need to do it, and the pressure of expectation kills
It's
me.
crazy.
Not like the world is watching anyway. My teammates are watching, and that's enough pressure for me.
Yeah.
So imagine the pressure on someone like a Kohli.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of people watching. And again, he has the skill to do it. But once in a while, we can put a foot wrong, and that's okay. That's what makes us human.
Yeah.
Fans, I think, really need to understand this.
Yeah.
Because then I think we'll have a lot of love between not just players and fans, but also between countries as well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Was obviously cricket brings so much passion, it brings this energy, and we can say that it does unite people together, but it also divides them. What do you think cricket does? Does it unite more than it divide? Is what I hope, at least.
For sure.
I think it unites more.
100%.
That's especially in UAE, if you see, Indians and Pakistanis are always playing in the same team together.
Yes, true.
So I think, obviously, I think it unites more than it divides.
How do you think playing in UAE is different from, I guess, playing in India or in Pakistan? How would you differentiate it?
I think just the number in India and Pakistan is more. So I think when the number of players playing are more, obviously the quality will obviously be better. But then over here as well, the quality is really good because people from India come, people from Pakistan come. So the guys who haven't made it to the top level there, they come and play here. And they're still really good cricketers. So that's why, like Sameer said, we had a tournament recently, ILT Development. I think that was the most competitive tournament in the last 1 year that I've played.
Wow.
Ever, I would say.
Oh, ever. Here in the
domestic
UAE.
cricket, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So just to give you a background on this, like you said, this is cricket for dummies, right?
Yeah.
So just like the IPL, the UAE now has its own league.
Okay.
It's called the ILT20, the
Okay.
DP World ILT20.
Got it.
That happens every year. This year it's going to be in December. It's going to be the 4th edition.
Yeah.
Okay. So in those, in that tournament, the teams are mostly owned by the same IPL team owners.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that basically allows, I think now they're supposed to have 2 UAE players every team.
4 UA players
4
every
now.
team.
So every team is a must to have 4 UAE-based players.
Okay.
So now that
UAE
gives...
based, or does that mean Emirati, or just
No,
means
UAE
UAE
based.
Okay.
So
okay.
anyone who can play for UAE national team
Got
should
it.
be able to play here. So they should be playing domestic cricket in the UAE. So what this tournament does is it's a brilliant pathway for some of the young guys like Nilansh, for example. They get to play alongside some superstar cricketers. You get the David Warners of the world, the big, Australian cricketers, English cricketers. They all come and play in this tournament. And someone like Nilansh can play alongside them. Forget about playing, even if he's not in the 11, just to rub shoulders with them in the dressing room, learning from them, getting that mentorship. It's a huge opportunity. And we've seen that as well in terms of results. Just in 3 years, some of the boys who I used to commentate matches of 3 years ago, they're a complete different beast now. They're playing so well just because they've been with these guys. So this ILT20...
So it's highly competitive.
Very, very good.
Very
So the tournament he's talking about is a development tournament done by this ILT20. So what they do is, they have a tournament just for the UAE domestic players. Every team sets up their own squad of 15 UAE domestic players, the best of the best in the UAE. And through that, every team selects their 4 UAE players. From this tournament, the best performers. So Nilansh was part of that. His team made it to the finals.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, they lost a
final,
game they should have won.
Yeah.
That's a part of the
Yes,
game.
yes,
That's a part
yeah.
of the game. But that's insane to be in that platform, to be a part of that team. Like, that's actually insane, right? So that's why I wanted to kind of understand the differences, how it is in the UAE, because it is relatively new in the UAE. Not that people don't play here for ages, because there's so many South Asians here who play all the time. Like, I grew up playing as well with my family. But as a league, it's relatively new here. So I was curious to know how that came about, what is the structure, but yeah, thanks for
So that's just
clarifying
one
that.
league, by the way. But cricket in UAE is a lot more than altitude. I think Charvi can weigh in on some of the domestic, and in fact, we can even go to age group cricket, school cricket.
It's, grassroots, and then it's taken off from there. It's nice to see there is a little bit of structure that's coming in. There is some sort of a pathway. How can you make it to the big leagues? All of that is happening. There are a lot of talks about, having a similar kind of a league setup also for women. There's a lot of conversation that's happening around it for a while. But again, see, it all comes down to numbers. He very rightly mentioned that India and Pakistan have got numbers. Sri Lanka's got numbers. Bangladesh got numbers, right? Those numbers, at that volume, we may not be able to have in the UAE, correct? But that does not mean that we will not have those numbers. I think the population of the UAE is increasing, which means that we're going to have more players that will come in. There'll be more opportunities that will come in. Very interesting story. That UAE speedster, Jawad.
Yeah, Jawadullah.
Jawadullah.
Yeah.
He's a car mechanic.
He was a mechanic.
In Abu Dhabi.
In Abu Dhabi.
And, he used to play like with his friends in the evening or the weekends.
With tape ball.
With
not
tape ball.
Tennis ball.
And somebody said, why there are some open trials going on. Why don't you go? And he said, what am I going to go and do? I'm not going to get picked. What's the point? He's
he's like one of those proper Pathans. Yeah, हमारा काम नहीं है. हम bowling नहीं करेगा. Like that.
Yeah, he's like, हमारा नहीं है ये. हम क्या करें जाके? But
I love the accent.
I think somebody really pushed him and said, you know what? I will drive you to Dubai and go for the trials. There is some, you're really good. He's playing for UAE. Wow. He's the frontline bowler for UAE. So you never know. Sometimes you have to not only meet the right person, but you've got to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, definitely.
That for me is what I love about UAE over here, right? Cricket over here. Guys who would have never thought of playing at the highest level in India and Pakistan. Because over there, this talent is unbelievable. There's too much, in fact. So then you have these players from rural areas who maybe don't have the kind of support she mentioned, the kind of infrastructure in their villages where they really can't show their skills and talents. When they come here, suddenly they've got the facilities, the trainings, the clubs, the tournaments to play. I mean, honestly, I've been here 3 years and I'm still shocked at the amount of cricket that is played here. You will be shocked. I'll take you on a drive, Mahreen, okay, if my wife permits, on a Friday evening or a Saturday evening to all the cricket grounds from Sharjah to Ajman to Dubai, even into Abu Dhabi. Every cricket ground is busy. Wow. There's easily, 100 matches going on every night? Even on a weeknight?
I think there'll be a game going on right now as well.
Right now, there's always a cricket match happening. And this is not just like tennis ball or tape ball or like street cricket. This is proper in the ground with the umpires. It's a proper tournament. So that's how much cricket is played here. And there's great facilities, there's good grounds. I mean, our premier grounds in Sri Lanka are not as good as some of the C division grounds here. You know, that's how good the facilities are. So there is certainly infrastructure in place. And people who are coming as expats, as she says, it's a great platform for them, because normally this happened with me as well. When I left Sri Lanka and came here, I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to sacrifice my commentary career, all the cricket I used to play. UAE, Arab country, what cricket do they know? It's going to be a dessert. And I come here, I'm like, hold on. There's more cricket here than back home.
Wow.
It's amazing. Not only do I get to play, domestic matches are broadcast, which means I can commentate, where I meet amazing people like her, fantastic cricketers like him. And I'm like, wow, this is the place to be. Forget Sri Lanka. There's more happening here than back home in my country.
Wow.
So there's certainly the platform, there's certainly the infrastructure, and there's certainly talent. Nilansh will agree, this tournament especially that we had recently was testament to the fact that there's a crazy amount of cricketing talent here. It just needs to be channeled well. And I think UAE Cricket, ECB is doing some great work, creating the platform, putting in pathways, like she said, and making sure that those talented cricketers are given the right pathway. Now listen, I don't think we'll ever be as good as the India-Pakistan teams because the sheer difference in talent. Okay, you have full-time cricketers there. We don't have full-time cricketers here. Most cricketers still do a job, unfortunately. But we're getting there. Now you have centrally contracted players with ECB.
I feel like it's a matter of time.
It is a matter of time.
Yeah.
We will definitely be competing against the big teams very soon.
So it's not just UAE. It's now it's around the Gulf as well, because you were mentioning Qatar. So that means it's spreading across the Gulf. Like it's UAE, Qatar. Where else?
Oman, Kuwait, Bahrain. So it's
Okay.
all the expats.
So
They're all
then they
expats
have
over.
like these regional tournaments with people in the like Gulf countries.
Yeah, so I think the first Gulf Cup was the one we did in 2023. Yeah. You can talk a little bit more about that.
So I think that was the initiative. I think 2023, my debut series, that was the first tournament, Gulf Cup. So all the Gulf countries, I think it was 6 teams. And then that one, unfortunately, we lost the final. But another one happened next year, and we won the final for that.
That was here.
I think,
That
I
was
think
here
it's
in Dubai.
supposed, so I think it's supposed to happen every year.
Okay.
So just like the Asia
That's
Cup,
pretty
you have
exciting.
Gulf Cup.
Yeah.
Got it. That's
So I think
pretty.
it's
So it is
good
literally
opportunity
expanding
for-
across the Gulf. It's not just the UAE, which is pretty exciting. And coming back to something that you mentioned, which is that you have. I'm going back to the player, the attachment to the player thing that we were talking about, and you said that it's not just cricket, because of course, like people have that with Ronaldo. They have that with a lot of different players, I guess.
I'm glad you didn't say Messi.
Yeah, you did. Wait, you don't like Messi?
No, not that I don't like. I'm just saying I'm more of a Ronaldo guy. But anyway, go on.
But when you talked about that, it just reminded me of how when you talk about Ronaldo, for example, the fan base is insane. Like, it's absolutely insane. I remember watching this random video that came up about Ronaldo, and all the comments, it's so funny though, the fans are funny too. All the comments were like, how does Ronaldo sleep knowing he's Ronaldo? And I'm like, how did they come up with stuff like that? But I guess that there's that emotional attachment in general in sports. I guess for me, because I've seen it growing up, I feel like it's more intense in cricket, but I guess it is in general in sports, you would say, right? Yeah, definitely.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to get into a little bit on, we've talked about cricket, we talked about some players and the emotional attachment and all of that. I want to talk a little bit about the match that's coming up, which is the India-Pakistan match that we all know about, regardless of whether or not you're into cricket, right? First of all, who are you supporting? India or Pakistan? No,
I'm a neutral fan.
To know you,
No,
but
he
obviously
If I
I would
give
know.
my answer, I'll be in trouble.
The
So
thing is, I would know
from
the
either sides,
answers.
because I've got friends from there, I've got friends from here.
No,
so
we're
I'm
gonna
remaining
get
neutral.
it. The thing is, I would know their answers, right? Okay.
Look, I feel like obviously I'm I'm Indian, so I will be supporting India. But I think just from a cricket point of view, I feel like India is just a far superior team to Pakistan in this Asia Cup. Obviously, it's cricket; anything can happen. On a bad day, on a good day for Pakistan, they can win it. But I feel like I don't think so. I think it's going to be pretty one-sided.
Okay. And what do you think?
Hey, I'm Indian. I'm with you.
See, I knew the answer.
In India, her house is literally behind the stadium in
No,
Mumbai.
Really?
not
Wankhede
mine.
Stadium.
Not mine.
Then your husband's?
No, I'm not married yet, man. No, not mine. No. yes, India is far superior. I do agree with what Nilansh just mentioned. It might just be a high, one. It just might. Okay, please don't take me for this. It might, maybe. I'm just going to make that very clear.
Disclaimers after disclaimers.
Because hey, I'm a commentator at the end
You
of
have
the
to be
day.
neutral, yes.
I have to be neutral. I'm going to be, behind the mic tomorrow, and I need to make sure that we ensure we don't take too many sides. But on any given day, and that is the beauty of sport in general, you don't know whose day is it going to be tomorrow, right? The day is going to belong to whom tomorrow? We don't know. Anything can happen, correct? All the probabilities we can have, everything down on paper. The team looks great here, looks great there. Because of emotions involved, because of how not often India and Pakistan play each other, because they play so little, and because of the rivalry over the years, it's a high-octane contest.
Yeah.
So in competitions like this, you've got to forget tactics, you have to forget strategy, you've got to forget, talent versus skill, and you've got to forget all of that. And you just have to think, whose day is it going to be today? It all comes down to that.
And that's why the excitement remains throughout, because as you said, like, you never know what's going to happen. You never know whose day it's going to be. Exactly.
Although in recent years, India has dominated. Obviously, Pakistan has had its troubles with its cricket. But if you ask me I can give you a neutral perspective, right? We love watching an India-Pakistan game, right? Anyone you ask who's outside of India-Pakistan, they'll love watching that game. But what we really want is a closely fought contest, a real thriller. That's where you see the real emotions coming out.
Yeah.
Like that game in which Virat Kohli hit that six against. I
the
mean,
one
that's
in
the kind
Australia.
of game you want to watch. Yeah. You don't want to watch like India scoring 250 and Pakistan getting all out for 50. Or maybe Pakistan scoring 170 and India doesn't get all out for 40, 50. But I'm just saying, one-sided games are not fun. What you want to see is for it to go until that last ball and you still don't know who wins. After that, I really don't care who wins. Yeah. It can be India, it can be Pakistan. What we want to see is, that intensity in the field, those pressure moments, nail biters. That is what cricket is all about.
But why do you think that got lost? Like, what happened?
Because let's say this is India and this is Pakistan. India is going like this and Pakistan is going like this. In fact, Pakistan keeps falling back. So, I mean, listen, there's turmoil even in Sri Lanka. We have issues with our cricket boards and all that. But India, I think they just found the formula. I think in the early 2000s with the IPL, they just found what needs to be done to make sure that the best talent is found in the country. That is what IPL has done for them. Because listen, they're such a huge country and everyone there loves cricket. You'll always find gem after gem after gem in terms of talent, right? So there's no question of a lack of talent. They just found a way to find that talent, harness it, and make sure they have a system in place where the talent, for example, if a Sri Lankan good talented cricketer debuts for Sri Lanka, he'll take about 15 games for him to settle in, let the nerves calm down, find his feet. But in India on debut, he'll score 100 for you. Wow. Because he's played IPL, he's played all these age group cricket, he's played against some of the biggest stars.
Mentally prepared to be
For
at that.
to be in that
So
level,
that system they've put in place, which unfortunately the rest of the cricketers haven't been able. The rest of the world, I would say. Maybe Australia and England to a certain extent, but again, India tops the list when it comes to, figuring out the formula to make sure that they've got the best players out there. In fact, if you put 3 Indian teams in the Asia Cup, all 3 will be in the finals. And one of those teams will win. That's how strong they are.
Wow.
I mean, no hate to Pakistan and Sri Lanka fans. I'm just saying it from a very skills perspective and the talent, the sheer talent they have.
Yeah.
So a support of the, the foundational structure as well of how some of the cricket boards to go ahead with the amount of cricket that, you get exposed to. And we say this to a lot of youngsters as well, that you may spend 7 hours, 8 hours of the day in the practice nets. But the real match exposure that you have, that is what's going to shape you into the cricketer or the athlete that you are. It's that real match experience that you require. That real match experience in India is very high. Because let alone the IPL, they now have state leagues. Every state has got internal leagues. Within those internal leagues, they've got different divisions as well.
And they've made it such, just to add to that the national players of India who played, if they are from that state, they have to play in that league if they're available.
if they're available.
Because then that increases the quality of the competition, and then the rest of the boys can learn.
Wow.
Exactly.
So everyone is competing on a high, even if you're in a lower league,
Exactly.
lower state
Exactly.
level.
The opportunities
makes
are
it-
very much.
That makes that big difference.
Interesting.
See, there's a very thin line between you being just a player and you being a big match player. There's a very fine line between that. And everybody wants to be a big match player. Or rather, they should all aim to be a big match player.
Yeah.
Right?
And there are more opportunities to be able to become that in India.
Exactly. I had a friend who told me something very, recently. I think it's very interesting. I mean, generally for life as well. And she said this to me because she said, you're an athlete. You should abide by this. And she said, sometimes we see, because, being in education as well, you see so many youngsters every single day. They've got very limited mindsets. Even the newer athletes who are coming in, right? This is my capacity. I will not go beyond this. Baba, if you don't keep a vision to go beyond this, how will
Obviously
you
you
work hard
won't.
without you out of your skin? Right? So if you're not going to think big, you're not going to work hard big.
It's
right?
the old saying, aim for the stars.
Yeah, that's what they say. I mean, I can say it in Hindi, but it will sound really crass. I'm just going to
Say it anyway. We'll edit it out. I want to hear it.
Yeah, we want to hear it.
He said, जब औकात के बाहर का सपना नहीं देखोगे तो औकात के बाहर मेहनत कैसे करोगे?
Oh, wow.
Wow, that was not bad
एक
at
चाय हो
all. No, but absolutely. And I think that because what you just pointed out, that in those state level leagues, the biggest players are also playing in them. So that gives the opportunity to aim for the stars, because they will get the chance to play with these big, big match players, as you said.
And I think in some countries, particularly athletes who are trying to pursue a career in sport, they're very lucky that they are exposed to those structures.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes when I look at the structure today, I tell Sameer often, maybe I should have held on to my kit bag for a longer time. You never know, because, and it's okay, maybe I was meant to be behind the mic, and life happens. So life did happen.
And you also have a commentator voice. So.
Oh, she's good.
She just said hello, and I was like, she is meant for this. Like,
The
she speaks
only
so
female
well.
cricket voice in the Middle East.
Whoa.
Exactly. That's a high pedestal to be on.
Wow, round of applause just for
Yes.
that.
Charvi Bhatt, superstar.
Thank you. he's one of my biggest cheerleaders, Sameer, and I'm always grateful every time he picks up the phone, gives me a call, and I will pick up Sameer, yaar, ye kya ho raha hai, yaar, I mean,
मेरा कॉलेज अब क्या है कहाँ आना है?
But again, that's the beauty of cricket. The way everyone supports one another, that's what cricket really does, right? And one thing about the India-Pakistan match, I think Shoaib Akhtar said this, is that a lot of people believe that it's even bigger. India-Pakistan match is even bigger than the World Cup in many ways,
In
right?
a sense, yes.
Yeah. What do you think of that statement? And why do you think that is, if you agree?
I mean, listen, because of the intensity and the emotions and the rivalry that is attached to it, right? Even if you take ICC events, so ICC for you is the International Cricket Council that conducts the World Cup. It's like the FIFA of cricket, right? So they have a World Cup every 4 years, every 2 years, because there's multiple formats now. The ODI World Cup, the One Day International, which is a 50 overs, that World Cup happens every 4 years. And the T20 World Cup happens every 2 years. Okay, so basically every 2 years there is a World Cup, which for me, again, is overkill of cricket, but it's okay. That's another discussion on its own. Now, in those World Cups, the most looked forward to rival match is India and Pakistan, because she said they don't play bilateral anymore because of political issues. That it's not our discussion. Because they don't play too much anymore, it's always these world events where they collide and people look forward to it.
So because it happens less often,
The rarity
as well,
makes it precious.
exactly. It's that uniqueness, that factor of uniqueness that makes it so special.
people are waiting for that. It's the thrill. Okay,
Yeah.
So
okay.
even here in UAE, because listen, everyone here is expat. We're all doing jobs. We're all busy with our stuff. Everyone loves their cricket. But how often do you get to get an opportunity to see India-Pakistan play? So when that happens, everyone gets excited. You know what? I get to watch India-Pakistan. We would have thought, okay, we'll never get to see it again. Maybe we watched as children growing up. There should be so many matches in Sharjah back in the day, India versus Pakistan. That doesn't happen anymore. So any opportunity to enjoy that rivalry again, it might not be as intense as it used to be, or as competitive as it used to be from back in the day. Maybe now it's too one-sided, but still, just to feel that nostalgia. And forget about the grounds. You go tomorrow, Sunday, to any of these sports bars or even Indian restaurants or Pakistani
Oh, yeah.
restaurants, the
It's
TVs are on.
packed.
Everyone is glued.
And,
you
and,
know?
they're- and it's full.
packed.
It's
And
full.
they're there the entire day.
Yeah,
Like
the
they
entire
stay
day.
for the entire. It's not like they come for a little bit and then they leave. No, they stay for the entirety of it.
And the whole day tomorrow will be planned around the
Around
game.
the
Right.
You
Yes,
know, so
exactly.
there'll be packages. They'll be like, oh, you can't go. You've got to make a reservation. The game's gonna be played. So there's gonna be. It's more like a festival. It's more like a festival, and not only cricket. Sport does that to you. You mentioned something about uniting. If you take an aerial view, sport unites you with another individual, minus boundaries. Minus reservations, minus everything else. And you will always see that difference where an athlete finds it very easy to connect with someone from a different culture versus any other normal person.
Because you have something in common.
Because you have something in common.
Exactly.
And you're able to look at the other individual beyond all the other boundaries and
yeah.
reservations, right?
In a way, sport has no borders. It has
has the
no
borders.
nationality, no
Yeah.
specific language. You
Yeah.
can connect with a player regardless of where they
Yeah.
come from, what they follow.
That happens here more than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
it
the
happens
UAE.
in the UAE.
I've played with Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, Bangladeshis, and man, we have so much in common than you think.
Yeah.
We had that South Asian discussion, right?
Yeah.
Cricket is one thing that's common between all of us. Nilansh was telling me about a tournament that's coming up that's going to have.
Yeah, a tri-nation
Yeah,
tournament.
why don't you talk about that a little bit?
So we've got this new tournament coming up. It's a tri-nation tournament.
In the UAE.
Yeah, so it's 6 local Sri Lankan teams, 6 local Indian teams, and 6 local Pakistani teams.
Whoa.
So there's 18 teams. So there's a Sri Lankan pool, there's an Indian pool, and there's a Pakistani pool.
And they're all competing.
Yeah. So the thing is, the Sri Lankan teams can't have only Sri Lankans. You have to have a minimum of 7 Sri Lankans, and the rest
the
can
rest
be
can
Indians and
be-
Pakistanis.
So the
now
teams
he's
are a
picked
mixture.
in a Pakistani team. Can you imagine that?
And you're Indian. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and that's the thing. Over here, it's completely cool.
I
There's
love that.
absolutely no problem
That's
with
awesome,
it, right?
actually.
Yeah.
Because the way you mentioned before that the beauty of the UAE is that Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, everyone's playing in the same team.
The
which-
UAE team itself is a great example of it.
Yeah, it's mixed.
It's mixed. There's Indians there, there's Pakistanis, and they get along so well.
Yeah, they get along. Best
Wasim is
buddies.
best friends with Rahul Chopra, and then Harshit Kaushik is best friends with Asif Lala. It's crazy. That also tells you that a lot of what you see is probably not what people really are.
Exactly.
There is no hate that you think there is.
Yeah, there is no hate.
There is no hate.
Because you take pride in the sport that you love, right? It's beyond everything else. Where do you come from? Where do I come from? What's my cultural background? What's your cultural background? All these 4 countries particularly, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, they've got so much in common culturally. It's surprising how it's not one.
Yeah.
It's surprising how they are culturally so close. We eat the similar kind of food. We wear the similar kind of clothes. We love the similar kind of music.
We love chai.
Chai. The most common, the most basic, and the most emotionally full ingredient.
Cricket and chai.
Cricket
That
and chai.
connects all of us.
Yeah,
Cricket and chai.
100%. That's I always say this to my family because I remember when we used to grow up playing cricket together. I feel like playing cricket with your family is like drinking chai with your family. There's that similar feeling of being with your family, wholesome. It's fun. It creates conversations and that connection. So cricket and chai 100% unites us in that way for sure. So I want to talk a little bit about your favorite cricket players. Like if I had, I don't want to do just one. We could
is
do
a
like,
tough one.
this
Okay.
is tough. I know it's tough because I watched videos of other people asking this question and the guest would always be like, that's a hard one. But I do want an answer. So if you can pick one, top 3 cricket players of all time, your favorites.
Ladies first, I always say.
Oh, wow. This is a tough one. Like, I've never been put on a spot like this.
Again, she's a commentator. She's supposed to be neutral, so she's never had to even think about it,
Now
right?
I've got like categories and names running in my head.
Oh, wow.
But I'll tell you one that I was, truly, inspired by and impressed with. Also got to share the panel with her a few years ago, Belinda Clark from Australia. And if I am correct, and I can fact check this again, she was the first female the first cricketer, male or female, to score a 200 in one-day international. So the highest in one-day international. She's got some record.
Before a male did it.
Before a male did
yes,
it.
Yeah.
Yes, before a male
Oh.
did it. She's
Yeah.
got that record. So, and she's such a wonderful personality, very easygoing, very easy to speak to. Sometimes when you see such cricketers at that level, you think, oh my God, it's gonna be so hard to speak to them. But most of them are so easy to speak to. They're so approachable. So Belinda Clark's going to be on top of my list.
Wow.
Women to women.
Top
I'll
3,
say.
she asked.
Top 3.
Yeah. Not going to let you off so easily. Come
No,
on.
but I said that if you can't just pick one, but you
Okay,
could
now
easily
favorite
pick
male
one.
cricketer then.
Okay, let's do a male
Yeah.
cricketer.
Favorite male cricketer? Interesting one. I have a few actually. Favorite male cricketers. Of course, grew up watching the likes of Rahul Dravid, VVS Lakshman, and Mohammad Kaif. Really liked Mohammad Kaif because of his fielding. Loved his spirit out in the field and cannot forget the India versus England game.
That's serious.
Yeah, he won.
Ganguly's shirt.
Ganguly
flavor.
shirt. The one that they, at Lords, that they won, it was Yuvraj Singh and Mohammad Kaif. And everybody had lost hope. Turned off the TVs and gone.
Yeah.
And, everybody had lost hope that, this India is not going to chase this 300 odd total. But man, didn't he impress?
Wow.
Didn't he impress? And Mohammad Kaif, of course, in the more recent times, MSD, Virat Kohli, yes, definitely look up to, that guy. And I think Bumrah is a great character. What a great character that he is.
What a star, man.
Not only is he good with the skill in the game that he plays, but he's a wonderful human being.
Carries
all in
himself
all,
very classily, yeah.
carries himself very well. And the guy that I interviewed a few weeks ago, Robin,
Robin
of
Uthappa.
course.
Robin Uthappa. He's I think he's such a. I'm glad that I'm connected with him at the level that I am. He's such a wonderful character. He's such a wonderful human being, and sport humbles you. Sport really humbles you. We genuinely sometimes feel that, oh my God, that sports star thinks too much of himself or herself, always has the collar up and everything. But if you just maybe zoom in the lens a little bit and get a little more closer to those individuals, behind those steel walls is such a wonderful human being. It's just about breaking that barrier with them.
Yeah.
Breaking a barrier with any athlete for that matter.
Especially because sports is not just a physical game, it's a lot of mental. So it really teaches you, it shapes your personality in
does.
so many ways,
It does,
right?
yeah. I gave you too many names now.
Yeah, you asked
But
for
can-
3 and she gave you so many. Look.
But can I do one thing?
Yeah.
I want to change it a little bit. Can I get your favorite player of all time from India, from Pakistan, and from Sri Lanka?
Oh, my.
This is a tough one.
That makes it even tougher.
Exactly,
This is a
that's the
tough
point.
one.
Wow,
This
okay.
is the tough one.
All right. So now, just to add to one more point she made, I think because cricket is such a team sport, it teaches you a lot. Being together in wins, being together in losses. And that's why, like she said, when you get up close with a cricketer, you really see that they're a brilliant character. Because they've been through so many emotions in life. Yeah. They've been at their peak. They've been at their absolute bottom. They've traveled with people. They've seen the world. So that shapes your character. Yeah. That shapes who you are. And more often than not, most cricketers that even I've gotten close to, you realize that they're really nice people. But the problem is you can't be nice all the time because then people take advantage of you. Yeah. That is why when sometimes see a cricketer being arrogant, it's because of that. He's been taken advantage of. Someone has tried to abuse the privilege of being close to him or her, for example. So that is where I think you as a fan or as a follower also need to have your space. Now, when I go for commentaries, sometimes I'm awed by, oh my God, I'm sitting next to David Warner. And that happened to me when I went to Cayman Islands last year. Yeah. David Warner was literally seated next to me and he's like, hey, mate, nice to see you again. I'm like, David Warner is calling me mate. I was literally shivering. Now, if I was a typical fan, I would have immediately took my phone out, hey Dave, do you mind a selfie? Now that would have pissed him off. Yeah. I was there with him on a professional capacity. Exactly. He's there to play, I'm there to commentate. Now if I became a fan, that would annoy him. He was being himself, so I also have to be myself as a professional commentator. That's where I think we, as people involved in the game, have to know where to draw that line.
And a lot of them, they just want to have a conversation like a normal human being,
They also want to know what the outside perspective is.
True.
And I've seen cricketers, generally you think that if you give them certain tips and ideas, they'd get pissed off. Like, yeah, you don't play, don't come to teach me. But they genuinely appreciate it if it comes from a good place. Right? Now, I'm a commentator sometimes after a game, even Charvi would agree. We go to the cricketer and we talk to them, man, you know what, you did that, you would have been better off doing this. Although I understand in the spur of the moment, you don't make the best of decisions, but you would have been better off had you done this. And they agree. It's like, yeah, man, you know what, I thought about it as well. So they are human at the end of the day. You just have to get up there and see it.
And just talk to them.
Yeah, and it's a sport that makes them that.
Interesting. Yeah.
So back to favorite cricketers. You open the big topic of every country.
She's opened like a treasure chest.
Okay, so for me, listen, I have two
Treasure
favorite
chest. I
cricketers
love
of
the
all
way you
time,
put it.
right? Kumar Sangakkara, obviously that Sri Lankan bias, and of course, I mean, my era of growing up watching cricket was all him, and then Ricky Ponting, Australian World Cup winning captain, 3 World Cups. Is that right?
Wow.
Oh my, what a player, what a leader, what a star, and that arrogance, yet that skill. You know, sometimes you have arrogant cricketers who don't have skill. They're just arrogant for no
They're just
reason.
arrogant.
And then you have skilled cricketers who have arrogance on the field. Virat Kohli, for example.
Then it matches.
Then it matches. Then you were like, okay, this guy is walking the talk.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
that
a-
for me was Ricky
It's
Ponting.
like a wipe check.
Exactly. And Sangha was the complete opposite. Super cricketer, but very calm, very relaxed, brilliant off the field, nice to everyone, always with a smile on his face. So I like both those traits. More so because, they're from back in the day, because I obviously am, my cricket growing up time was much
Is from
late
yeah.
90s, early 2000s. So both of them. From each country, wow, okay. So India, I'm torn between Kohli and Bumrah. I don't know. Because I'm a bowler, my heart is with Bumrah. But if you take overall, it has to be Virat Kohli, I think. For
Okay,
just
why?
a sheer...
Why?
Guy's a match winner. The guy, his attitude just that he always wants to be the best. I think he's a Ronaldo of cricket. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
Virat Kohli is the Ronaldo
You remember
of
that
cricket.
that statement that he passed in the huddle?
Yes.
That
60 overs, let's give them hell out there.
India was losing that game last
they were
day.
losing the game. It was a test match, last day of the match. Okay. They had 60 overs to try and get the opposition all out.
And I think they didn't even need so many runs.
They even need so
250
many
runs or something.
250
250 runs.
needed of 60 overs, which is easy.
Easy.
Right? But he goes into the huddle just before they start bowling. He's like, guys, we've got 60 overs. Let's give them hell out there. That's the attitude of
60
a
overs
top
of hell.
athlete.
And hey, they gave them 60 overs of hell.
They gave them hell.
Did they win?
So
India
Kohli isn't just a star cricketer. He inspires others. You take the Mohammad Siraj today. You take some of the cricketers that played under him. They match that vibe of his. They bring that game into the game. They also have that never say die attitude. Guys who've played under him, you get that from them.
He's also sort of a leader in that way
100%.
because people actually learn from him. He's not just
Bumrah is like that, but he does it with a smile. That's what Bumrah is. He's your ultimate opposition of a fast bowler. Fast bowlers are generally supposed to be arrogant, staring down at the batter. But Bumrah will york you and get you out and still say, smile and say bye, my dear. He'll probably say, sorry, I got you out. That's the kind of guy he is. And I love him for that because
Yeah.
I'm also a fast bowler. I get that. I always try to be the nice guy. Although as a fast bowler, you're not supposed to be the nice guy. So India, yeah, Kohli and Bumrah. Pakistan is a very tough one.
so of all time. So
Of all time, yeah. Thanks for opening that up. Thank God for that. Because from the current lot, I can't seem to pick one. It's very
No,
tough.
nor can I.
Saeed Anwar, top order left-hand batter. Man, he was a star. Used to get them good starts, surely. You said only India, Sri Lanka and Pakistan, right?
India, Pakistan,
Okay.
Sri Lanka.
So yeah, that's my list.
Okay, awesome.
Nilansh?
I think for me, obviously for India, I mean, Kohli's up there. But I think because I'm a left-arm spinner and a left-handed batsman, I would go Jadeja.
Oh yeah,
Because
brilliant.
I feel like he's someone who's won India a lot of games. I think recently...
Underrated.
Yeah, very
Goes
underrated.
unnoticed.
Why is he underrated? What?
I just think he just does his work silently. Just he doesn't nothing on social media, nothing here or there. Just gets the work done.
Yeah,
And I
he's
think
fully focused on his work
every-
and his work
Workhorse.
alone.
Every
His
time
work
India need him,
speaks.
he's always there. So I think he's up there for me. From Pakistan, I would say Babar Azam. I think he's not in the team currently, but I feel like some of the hate he gets, I don't think so it's necessary. Because like I said, he himself wants to do well for his country. So I think he's there. And from Sri Lanka, I think a good friend of mine, Mahesh Theekshana.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Of all
The
the, names
last
you come up
one.
with, Mahesh Theekshana are not bad.
Because I think I was with him in ILT20 in season 2 with the Sharjah Warriors. He's just a gem of a human being. He's very nice. Just a very, very nice guy. He himself came to me and he's like, if you need any help, just let me know. He was always there to help me. So every time he does well, I'm really happy for him.
I love how from all of your answers, you all mentioned personality traits. You don't just mention skill. Of course, skill is up there. It's very, very important. But you always mention the personality of these people. And that's why it kind of proves your point about how you emotionally connect with the person, not just the skill and the talent, but with the actual person. And that you can see that from every one of your answers.
Because skill is useless if you don't have personality. If you don't have this in the right place, your skills are equal to zero for me.
It's nothing. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, very, very cool. Well, thank you for answering that very difficult, tough question. But you all answered it pretty easily, honestly, I would say. That was quite
We were just
easy.
trying to be modest about it. We all have our names anyway. But you didn't get her Sri Lankan favorite. I'd like
Oh,
to know
true.
that actually.
Wait, we didn't get
Yeah.
your Pakistan as well, right?
No, you didn't get me.
You only got Indian. Okay.
Exactly. Put her on the spot.
I'm put on the spot again.
Yes,
Okay.
let's go.
Sri Lankan favorite, I will go with Mahela.
Oh.
And I've had the privilege to meet him.
Okay.
So yes, Mahela.
Mahela
Soft,
Javadhan.
soft-spoken, wonderful human being again. What a player!
Tactician.
What a player! You can't get out of his little. You get trapped in his tactic. There you are. He's got you. So from Sri Lanka, yes, and from Pakistan, all time. I'll have to go back in the day. Will be Wasim Akram.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
My
Wasim
God.
Akram.
Why didn't
Why?
I say that name? I should have said Wasim Akram.
Yeah, Wasim, because the kind of flair that he brought in, when he played, that was the time I was, when that rivalry was really fierce, and watched a lot of those games as well while I was young. Watched a lot of repeat matches again, gone back in the day, but he came in with a flair, and he was flamboyant. There was nothing that he couldn't do, and honestly, that era, Wasim, Waqar,
Oh,
Shoaib,
crazy.
that was a trio that the world would fear.
They would give nightmares to batters.
They'd give nightmares. The kind of the way that bowl, fast bowling at that pace in Pakistan was very new at that, and nobody was bowling at that pace. Shoaib Akhtar, for that matter, also he said nobody's bowling at this pace in the world, the fastest in the world. And that gave me a little, hitting 160 clicks. That in that era, when there was not a lot of fitness research. How is he generating this pace?
Wow.
There's a lot of case studies and a lot of research behind how did Shoaib Akhtar manage to generate that kind of pace that time. What was he eating? Like, everybody want to know, what are you eating? What
is your diet?
What's your diet like? Like, what's your routine, and what are the exercises you're doing? So yeah, that flair, I feel sometimes in cricket in today's time, it just kind of gets a bit thrown under the carpet.
That was because of the one word that I mentioned that I don't want to bring up, overkill. I think there's an overkill of cricket. Right
Yeah,
now.
it's just too much. There's a lot that's happening across the
Why?
world.
Why do you think there's an over?
Commercial is the main reason. There's a lot of money to be made in the sport, right? All these leagues that are popping up are ways. Listen, I'm a big fan of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not critical of all the leagues. In fact, it's great that it's happening, because who would have known Nilansh if not? I'm just saying. And this is just one of millions of such stories. Brilliant cricketers, super professionals, but don't have a platform to express themselves. Now, you don't need to always. Back in the day, in the 90s, the only measure of your success of your cricket is if you've played for your national team. But then that's 11 people from your entire population. How hard is it to get into that? But now, there are other pathways for cricketers to pursue. There's club cricket, there's domestic cricket, there's league cricket, and gives opportunities to cricketers to have places where they can perform and show that, I'm this good. Maybe they might not play national, but that's good enough for them to pay their bills and be professional cricketers and do that, because that's what they've done all their lives. They can do that as a means of living. And mind you, because I'm a commentator, it also applies to us outside the game, right, Charvi? It opens up opportunities for broadcasters, for vendors, for ground staff, for umpires, even umpires. We take their roles very lightly, but look, umpires are also needed in every game. There might be a very good umpire who hasn't made it to the cut to the international level. He might be doing a few leagues a year and he's still happy. Commentators like us.
But you still think it's overkill?
I still think so, because from a fan perspective, it's gotten diluted to a certain extent. There used to be a time, I'm sure Charvi would agree, when India was going to play, we'd know the whole schedule. When the first game is going to be, when are they going, when are they landing in that country to that extent. But now, for example, just before the Asia Cup, Sri Lanka went to play a series in Zimbabwe. Until the first ball, I had no clue. I'm like, oh, yeah, I just remembered Sri Lanka is in Zimbabwe. It's the first game today. Because there's too much cricket
there's
happening.
so much happening.
Yeah. Even the World Cups, every 2 years a T20 World Cup, is it necessary? Because it kind of like kills off, okay, we were the defending champions, 2 years later we are not champions anymore.
I think overall as well, there's just, the content perspective. There's just so much to consume.
Too much to consume.
Too much to
And you get
consume from
lost.
an individual perspective. And that's why, because of the consumption is wide, it kind of, you get lost. There are a lot of people who say, oh, India's playing this series, but you know what?
I can't keep up.
I can't keep up. I can't follow it. I'm done. Like, how much sport overall are you going to be able to watch anyway? Yeah. And I know friends who watch multiple different sports. So starting at like maybe 9 a.m. in the morning till about midnight, they're flipping from one game, multiple screens, watching so many different games because you're interested, you want to watch. If tennis is going on along with football, everybody's watching tennis and football both together. Yeah. If tennis is going along with cricket, I've got 2 screens.
Yes.
I'm watching cricket and I'm also watching tennis because I enjoy
Charvi,
watching tennis.
do you think it's a thing that our generation thinks of it like that? That, back in the day there was much less cricket, now there's too much, that's why we can't keep up with it? Or is it just even the younger ones are feeling like that?
I
Because
think
We
the
can
younger
ask.
ones are
Yeah,
feeling
Nilansh,
it.
what do you think?
Nilansh would be.
I'm a fan of too much cricket.
But are you saying that? No, are you saying that as a player or as a fan?
Fan and
in terms
player.
of keeping up.
A fan and player. Because I think I'm someone who likes to watch a lot of cricket. Like yesterday, I watched the game England versus
Whoa,
South Africa.
that was
England got
brutal.
300 in a T20. So I think, I understand their perspective as well from a fan perspective that they want a World Cup is a very special event. It shouldn't be happening too often. Yeah. But I think from a cricketer point of view, I play for UAE. I want a World Cup every 2 years because I want UAE to play a World Cup every 2 years.
Makes sense.
So
So again, that's from a cricketer perspective. But as a fan as well, you don't.
as a fan as well, because
you're in
for
it
me,
and-
I like to watch a lot of cricket. Every day on my TV, there has to be cricket
But can you
going on.
keep up with all that's going on? For example, South Africa is in England now. There might be a new names that, because I'm not following that, I wouldn't know when they come up in the next game.
Yeah, obviously it's very tough, but I think
Yeah, I'm always like, how do people know every single player
And
names?
as
when-
commentators, that's even more tougher
That's
for us.
crazy when
We're
you
supposed
guys
to do
just
our
naturally
research
bring it
and,
up. Yeah.
No, but I'm glad technology's done really well.
Thank you for that.
Thank you
Yes,
for that.
exactly.
So I just need to do like a quick little prompt and I get the summary.
Yeah.
And honestly, that does not mean that we don't do our research. It's just that we live very busy lives. We're hustling every day at a pace which is uncontrollable to us also. So technology helps.
Yesterday, one of my coworkers asked me, like, "Sir, can I ask you a question?" He works for me. So when do you sleep?
That's a question a lot
You're
of people
here
are
from
asking,
9
yeah.
to 5. And then when I see you on your WhatsApp, on your Instagram, you're always putting up cricket videos of you either playing or commentating. When do you sleep, sir? He genuinely
That was
asked
a
me that
genuine
question.
question.
I said, if you are asking me that, imagine what my wife will be saying.
Yeah. No, I've been
Yeah.
asked this question a lot. Oh, there's, where Charvi, sometimes it's so difficult to keep up. You're doing so much.
Yeah.
What have you done latest? I said, maybe it's not, if it's hard.
Here, follow my Instagram.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
see.
There's not
You
one
keep
thing.
up, yeah, there's
a lot.
This you can do. Go on.
Yeah, so that makes it keeping up even more difficult, right? Because there's games going on. You want to watch it. It's not because you don't like cricket. You want to watch it, but I've got other things to do. I wish I could, but I wish, I could. Like, for example, I really wanted to watch this England-South Africa game yesterday. They broke a record. Highest score by a team in a T20 in an international, 314.
So 304 or 314?
314 in a T20. That's crazy. I want to desperately watch that, but it was a Friday night. The kids wanted to go out. Mom wanted to buy some stuff. So I'm like, it has to be tonight.
So yeah, I think it could be a generational thing
Maybe. We're too old, Charvi.
based on your answer.
Has that been established today?
Buddhe ho gaya.
हो गया बस, चलो.
I didn't want to say
Time हो
that.
गया.
You said it.
Mic drop moment. Let's go.
I think that's why
it.
they've divided
We're
us
done.
like this,
Yeah, right.
The old people here and the young ones over
young
here.
ones, yeah. I don't think it's a female to
Yeah,
male
yeah,
kind of
that
equation
wasn't the
anymore. I
plan.
think that was the barrier.
You said it, not us.
No, but I often, and I agree with you, like lately I've just been like, a lot of reality checks.
Oh.
And I'm just like, I'm old for this. Like, sorry man, this I can't do. I'm too old for this.
No, we're not
Okay.
having a midlife crisis.
No,
it's
we're
not
not.
that.
It's not that, exactly.
It's not that.
No one
But it's
thought
just
that.
a bit of a
definitely.
reality check.
No
Yeah.
one at all thought that.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not that. We're telling ourselves it's not that.
But actually, I want to come back to, because I was thinking about the point how you are playing for the Pakistan team that you mentioned, right? How does it feel, right? Like, how does it feel for Indians, Sri Lankans to be playing, in a different country's team?
I mean, it's not it's all my friends are playing, so it's not anything different or
Different
anything.
or, like, weird,
It doesn't
yeah.
feel weird at all. I mean, in our team, it's 7 Pakistanis and 4 Indians.
Okay.
So, I mean, all of us are really good friends. Like he said, I think in UAE, the good thing is all the Indians and Pakistanis are really good friends with each other. So it's not like, they have some sort of rivalry amongst themselves. They all get along very well. So I think it's not too weird or anything.
Yeah. So it doesn't.
It's just normal.
That vibe is
it's just very normal.
different. Yeah, because even when I grew up here, and obviously when it comes to the India-Pakistan match, there is that sense of rivalry. But everywhere else, you never see it. Like, I never saw a distinction. I mentioned this in the episode that we had. I never saw a distinction growing up between like Indians, Sri Lankans, Pakistanis. Like, I felt like, we're all similar. We're all the same. Only, and I think I mentioned this as well, was only when I started posting online and when I started getting comments from people in India, in Pakistan, then I was like, oh, there is a much stronger sense of rivalry in the countries. But when you come to the UAE, it's like,
If you just look at the UAE team, for example, zoom out, you look at their faces just by physical appearance. You can never tell who's from India and Pakistan unless you know their names or if they're dangling their passports.
Yeah. Even if you know your names, you will never know what passport they're holding.
So if I go to a match tonight, I see familiar faces, Indian faces or Pakistan. I can't tell if he's a Pakistani. Maybe if he speaks his Urdu and Pashto, I might say, okay, this guy's from Pakistan. Yeah. But if I just speak to him in basic Hindi, I think, okay, he's probably maybe from Hyderabad or from Karachi. I don't care, to be honest. I'm here to play with you. I don't care where you're from. It doesn't matter to me what beliefs you have. We're here to play a game. That's it. And the UAE team, for me, I think that I keep coming back to the point. For me, UAE cricket, that's why it's so beautiful, because you put our differences aside. We're here. We live in this amazing country that has given us everything. Nilansh is a prime example of that for me. Born and brought up here, played in school cricket, domestic cricket. He's seen it all in terms of how cricket has grown over here. Yeah. And now he's part of the UAE team. So nobody ever even talks about this difference. The criteria is you have to be good. That's it. Not where you're from, what your name is, what your religion is. It doesn't matter. If you're good, you get to play.
Skill comes
of course,
on top.
with that, you have to be a good human being and all that. You have to have a personality and all that.
But as in, it goes above nationality and borders and stuff like that.
It doesn't matter at all.
But so how was it for you entering into cricket? Like, I remember you mentioned the story of the mechanic and how he went into cricket. With beautiful story. I want to know about your background on how you got into it.
I mean, I think I started playing when I was 4.
Wow.
And I think then obviously eventually I kept playing for my school. And then I think when I started taking the game very seriously, I was very fortunate that the board was doing really good steps and making sure there's good domestic cricket going on around here. And then I played for the UAE Under-19s in the World Cup in the West Indies, where we got played champions. Oh, wow. So I think that time for us under-19 cricketers, it was the best time because a lot of under-19 cricketers were involved in the men's setup. Okay. So I think for me, it was not like after the under-19, I was just out and about, have to play domestic cricket. For me, it was just straight from there to men's.
Wow.
So I think a lot of us under-19 cricketers, a lot of my friends, me, Ayan, Alishan, someone like Alishan, he's playing Asia Cup right now. He got, I think, a 60-odd against Pakistan last week. So I think for all of us, I think we're very fortunate that the board kind of, took really good care of us. And now I think that's why UAE is playing the Asia Cup.
So it's kind of like you said, right time, right place. And of course, skill, all of that came in together and the journey happened, which is pretty exciting.
So you have two ways over here. Obviously, now the age group and cricket pathway is very good in the way they've set up through school, then academies, then under-19, then age group cricket, and then you get to the national teams. But then you have the other side where you have these guys from really rural areas in maybe India or Pakistan who come here. Maybe they came here initially for a job or work, but then they started playing cricket and they got noticed because they were really good. And I think Mohammad Wasim, the captain of UAE, is a story like that. He came here in 2019, if I'm not wrong, looking for a job. And somebody invited him to play a local tournament in Al Quwain in one of those desert pitches that's how cricket was before, right? Cement and then sand. There was no grass. He started playing that because he used to play tape ball cricket back in Pakistan in the streets. He was really good at hitting the ball hard. Then somebody said, you know what, why don't you try hardball cricket, the actual cricket? He played a few local tournaments. He gave nightmares to bowlers. He hit them to all parts, lost a lot of cricket balls. And then he got noticed, and like that he kept going up. He got picked in one of the the T10 leagues over here in Abu Dhabi, made a name for himself. From coming here 6 years ago, looking for a job, He's probably now the most highest contracted UAE cricketer, the men's team captain. Stories can change like that. And a lot of the stories are like that. You have guys like him, of course, who may come through the age group, and then you have stories where they came for completely different reasons, and today their fortunes have changed.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the beauty of cricket.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. And one thing that you kept mentioning about the overkill, and one reason that you said was that it's becoming commercial, right? And I was looking into the business of cricket, and I was quite surprised that cricket, it's not just a sport, it's like $1 billion business. It's an industry, right? And something that I found unique, at least for me, I was talking to them, they were like, this is not unique, but I found it unique, was that apparently in IPL, you auction off players.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, can you simplify that to me? Like, what
I'll let
is
her
that
do that.
process? Yeah.
So the idea is, that they create a little bit of, it's about creating the competitiveness is the reason why players get auctioned off, okay? So every team has got a wallet balance, a purse, with a certain amount which they can spend.
Okay.
Every player is valued against a certain amount,
Okay.
and you bid.
So that
Right.
player registers themselves and say,
Yeah.
my base
This is
value
my-
is this much.
This is what my base
For example,
value
50
is.
lakhs is the minimum Indian rupees. That is my base value. If you're a really good cricketer, you can put yourself up to maybe 2 crores, 3
Yeah.
crores. It's up to
There
you.
is a range.
Yeah.
There is a range, base range at which they are valuated.
So every player does this.
Every
So
player
anyone
does.
who's played international cricket can
do that.
also the domestic cricketers in India,
Yeah.
plus international cricketers can register on to become part of the auction.
But what do you mean can? Like, don't they have to in order
If they
to be
want
a
to
part?
play in the IPL.
If they
Okay,
want to
okay.
play in the IPL.
Nobody's
So
forcing
then,
them.
and of
But
course, there are
obviously everybody wants to play in the IPL.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, there are a lot of terms and conditions, clearance from boards. You need a clearance letter of saying, okay, because say you're an English player, you're registered with the England
You're
Cricket Board.
contracted with the team,
You're
yeah.
contracted with the team. England Cricket Board, ECB, needs to give out an NOC saying we have absolutely no problem for you to go and play this commercial league, etc., whatever the terms and conditions are.
Yeah.
So then the auction happens, all right, and they're bidding. There are 4-5 teams because everybody wants you. So whoever offers you the higher rate, that's where you go.
Okay.
That's how it is.
Okay. And
The most simple way for us to understand it.
And like, what is generally the amount that's bid? What's been the most?
It was 16 crores, no, for
16
Ben
crores
Stokes.
For Ben Stokes.
No, recently I think Rishabh Pant.
Rishabh
Pant.
27.
27 point something.
Some
Indian
crores.
crores.
Wow.
Indian rupees.
And then is there like a minimum?
50 lakhs. That's the
50.
base
Oh,
price.
That's the base price.
Okay.
So a lot of the domestic cricketers who haven't played international yet from India, uncapped players, they go for base prices because they generally get those players to sort of like groom them through their systems.
And then eventually they would, yeah.
Because when you have a team, you need bowlers to bowl in the nets, you need batters to, stuff like that. So they groom them. If they see potential, okay, this is a guy we can really groom him to become our next superstar, then they get them into the team, give them that experience and all that.
But does that mean that, so they do this every year?
No. The auction doesn't happen every year. It's once in 3 years.
No.
The auction happens every year.
Every
The
year.
big auction happens every
The
3
major
years.
auction.
The major
okay.
auction
Yeah.
happens.
So the major auction is for the national,
No. So all the auctions, they've got similar set of players in the bag.
Okay.
But the big auction is when the big shift happens. So the retention, every team has got an option to retain certain number of players every year. The big auction enables the major players also to circulate.
Yes.
So your retention before the big auction is lesser.
So
Your retention for the smaller auctions is more. So any franchise, say, for a smaller auction, can retain, say, 6 players. For the bigger auction, they can only retain 3 players.
okay, so that means that every 3 years, like the teams can be drastically different. It changes quite a lot.
Yeah.
And these teams, these teams that we're talking about, they're like the state teams. Like, what
So
are
these are
teams?
privately owned franchise companies, but they do name it after certain cities. So you have Mumbai Indians,
Okay.
you have Gujarat Titans, you have Delhi Capitals.
Yeah.
So they're named after cities and
states.
So, like, for example, even if a player is not from Delhi,
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
You can be from Kerala and still play from Punjab.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
And it's not just players in India, right? Like even international
Yeah,
players
that's the whole
are
point.
auctioned.
So an IPL team playing 11 on a day should have maximum 4 overseas players.
Yeah,
So
not
that's
more
the
than
whole point point of the league anyway. It's about giving your cricketers an opportunity to play alongside some of the best in the world.
Okay.
That's the whole point of these leagues.
Okay.
That's how the idea started off. But now it's become a breeding ground for India to produce amazing cricketers. Because in the start of the IPL, it was about overseas players coming and putting on a show. Now it's about the actual Indian boys who impress a lot because they've come through the system. Teams rely more on their local talent than they rely on some of their international talent. So, because they know the pitchers better, they know they've done their research, they're involved in the system, so obviously it makes a difference.
And this is only in IPL? Like, does this happen in other...
So Australia has something called
Okay.
the BBL, Big Bash League. England has something called the 100. Pakistan has PSL, Pakistan Super League, obviously you know
But
that.
did IPL start this? Is that why? Because when I was
Yes.
researching, I kept seeing
2007.
the IPL. So I
IPL
was
was the first ever. IPL was the first ever cricket league that started. Like
commercial
similar to
franchising,
football.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so even the auctioning concept, did it come from the... Like, is it there in other sports? Do you know?
Sports? Do they have the sports?
No, I don't think
I
they...
don't think
Auctioning? No. I think
No.
they have player drafts.
They have
mostly,
drafts,
where you
but they
get to
don't have
pick
auction.
players. I don't think auctions are common in sports. As
No,
such.
they're
Okay,
not.
so
They're
that's
not.
kind of the unique part
The
of,
unique part of cricket, yeah.
And I was looking into just generally the business of cricket and how this is like $1 billion industry. And I was comparing that to other sports, right? Like football in the US or basketball in the US. And a lot of sports in the US, they're earned through tickets and merch. But what's unique about cricket is that you sell media rights. You sell rights to stream. Like, for example, Disney doesn't just buy movies. They bought the rights to stream cricket. And it was the biggest media deal in history, second biggest media deal in sports. So that was crazy to me that it's not just, it's sports, it's entertainment, but there's a lot more to it. It's also commercial and business.
And that's what we say. He was mentioning about the jobs that
Come around it.
come around it.
Yeah.
It's not all the ones that you see in front of the eyes, but at the back end, the amount of work that gets put in just for a single game to start. And I'm not only talking about cricket. Take football, hockey, tennis, the Olympics. The biggest example is the Olympics. The back end team is much bigger than all the
What you see on
contingents
screen.
put together.
And by the way, you mentioned football and basketball. The media buy rights and streaming rights for that is also big numbers. Although, yes, you're right. They do get revenue from ticket sales and stuff. But compared to the media and streaming, that's negligible. So streaming and media is the main source of income for a league, right? But of course, there are sponsorships and all of that because people generally watch their sports on TV, right? It's the bread and circus theory from back in the day. It becomes a little philosophical, but I'm just saying, you want to keep people entertained in their homes on TV. I just want to talk about, cricket itself. You watch the live game on TV. For you, it's just a screen. We're all watching at home. But, it takes at least for a proper World Cup kind of match, when it's broadcast on TV, there's about 150 technicians working on that game just to bring you the live pictures.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
150
Easily.
technicians.
About, I think, ICC operates with about, 15 or 20 cameras per game.
No.
More? 34 is the highest number I've heard. Or more than that.
54.
Okay.
54 cameras.
In an
Wow,
ICC game.
in a single game.
Yeah. We're talking
At the
about...
highest level. Huh? You have
Yeah.
matches that have 9 cameras
Yeah.
also, the most budget productions ever. But still, you need audio guys, you need vision mixing guys, you need a director, you need... it's
There's
a
a
whole
lot that
world
goes on.
behind
There's a lot.
what goes
There's
on.
a lot.
you know?
There's a lot.
It's crazy.
And the editing for a lot of this happens in real time because you need highlights,
replays.
you need the picture stills to show at the end of the innings.
Yeah,
Stats. One guy
stats.
completely churning out stats when a player walks into bat to put those graphics. It's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So coming back, we're talking about cricket, business of cricket, and you said 150 technicians, 50 cameras that goes in, 50 plus cameras that goes into the match. So there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that we're not even aware of, that we don't even see, right? Okay. Is there something that you can tell me about the business of cricket? Like something, like how does it work? Like something people that just generally watch on the screen wouldn't know about.
Are you putting me on the spot? Because
Yeah,
I teach this day in and out.
That's what
the
she
business
teaches.
of sport.
This is what she's all about. She's
So
the
this
best
is
person to
perfect.
answer
This is
this.
perfect.
Exactly.
There are multiple revenue streams. What a single individual is aware of is media rights and ticket sales, right? But there are so many different ways in which the revenue comes in. Ticket sales and media rights are just a very small part of the revenue that gets generated. You have got sponsorship deals. And sponsorship deals, they vary. They vary from location to location on the ground, right? Physically. Within the green, within the green, I mean, it's whatever is inside in the ground.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Playing field. Everything beyond the playing field is within the stadium. So you've got different areas where you can commercialize. And you've got concessions. By concessions, I mean, is all the F&B providers who come in. Now, remember, the F&B providers who are also coming in, they're paying a certain fee to be there. So that's also one revenue stream. It's a separate thing about how much money they make on sales, right? Because once you're in a venue, where do you go? You don't really have a choice, right? You will go to the concession stand that's there. You will pick what they have and you will consume that, correct? Water, the most basic, you will go to the concession stand and buy whatever they have. You're not going to have a preference of where you can go and where you can go, right? So the revenue streams in a certain venue physically are multiple. Then let's take a slightly aerial step and go to the marketing and the visibility that happens on a TV screen, for example, right? So you've got spots there. From there, go to audio, all the spots that are there on audio, on radio, okay? Take that out as well. And because we live in a digital world, talk about social media, talk about online mediums.
That's now growing more so than TV
More
rights.
so than TV
actually.
rights.
Yeah.
And that's why all of these big OTT platforms, they want a little piece of that cake and be like, you know what, we want that slice as well. Netflix was the last OTT platform to get into sport streaming and sport media rights. So nowadays we see a lot of boxing matches
Yeah,
and a
they're
lot
doing
of
UFL,
UFC.
UFC, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of UFC games live streamed on Netflix and you can watch it live, right? So Netflix now is going a little big on these sports streaming rights. However, they have, in fact, I think they released a little statement as well some time ago saying that is not going to be our core. So we will not divert away and go to that, just sports streaming. We will still stick to the content that we want to give our viewers and our consumers, but that's just one part of it. Again, a lot of people, they also, want to increase their width in the terms, where do they have their hands? And Netflix is just one of that. So they make, which means that if you are, say, for example, I'm streaming a game, not on television, but I'm watching it on Netflix, those media advertisement or whatever visibility branding rights are different also.
Wow.
Correct? And the cameras would be,
components,
the cameras would be set up accordingly. If we know, say out of 50 cameras, 10 cameras will send the feed to an online streaming partner. The other 40 cameras will send it to a TV broadcast partner.
Okay.
So the branding visibility of your brands will change.
Okay.
Will change on both.
It's
so
that nitty-gritty, isn't it? Really
that
down to the detail.
nitty-gritty. And for that, you need 150 technicians at the back end to make sure the visuals are reaching the right people and the feed is going to the right place wherever it's supposed to go. Right?
Okay.
Social media,
That's a different book altogether.
booked
My
altogether.
God, yeah.
Your clothing that you wear or your selling has got certain visibilities as well. So you've got that. What you carry in your hand has got that.
Even media rights has geolocations as well.
Yeah.
You could have one partner for one part of the world, a separate partner, and how much they buy that right for.
Correct.
It's very varied.
Yeah.
It's a very varied.
Yeah, so different locations, you've got different channels, different OTT platforms, different radio stations that are broadcasting. Sometimes we've done broadcasts where, our voices have reached globally as well because we've had that kind of, digitally technology's done really well. So, you've got that widespread.
I remember the
of
IPL, we were
reach.
being heard in Texas.
Yeah, we were.
Wow.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah.
Literally the whole world.
Yeah, the whole
globally.
world.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic the way that sport overall has got that level of, exposure and that kind of a visibility.
Yeah, an
And you-
audience. There's an audience for it. Yeah.
Look at F1. F1 has got the highest and the richest brand values attached to it.
Of course, yeah.
Even NFL does not have these brands who want to get involved with F1. F1 is there.
Yeah, one of the most highly valued sport in terms of financials.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They say that there are a lot of companies that cater to 1% of the world's population. You know what that 1% of the world's population is?
F1 fans.
No. I mean, that's the second layer of it. But who's that 1% of the world's population? Do you know that? The 1%'s world population, as I famously like to call them, are the ones that have a bottomless ATM machine. The richest of the richest.
The richest.
Of course,
The
yeah.
richest
For
of
them,
the
money
richest.
is just a number. It's not value at all.
It's not value.
Yeah.
They are the wealthiest of the lot, that 1% of the population. And yes, F1
Belongs there.
belongs there.
Belongs there.
It comes, that's where F1 is.
Interesting.
And then, of course, you've got so many of the other sports that get involved. And I think that's why businesses in general as well, or a lot of the economies in general across the world, when they start to host these sporting events, when they think there's a sport event that comes, businesses, they want to get involved because of the returns. The ROI is so high that they know
The exposure is insane.
exposure is
Like
insane.
even for the F1 movie, they earned significantly even before the movie was out because of all the sponsorships they got.
Even IPL, apparently, if you want to sponsor a team, there's a waiting period.
Now,
Because you have contracts with
yeah,
specific sponsors. It's 5 years. If I go as a sponsor and say, I want my logo on your team's t-shirt, wait 5 years, we got a contract with someone
5
else.
years?
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
have a
it's a
contract with
waiting
a
period.
particular
And
team.
the buyout is very high.
It's crazy. There are some leagues who are struggling for sponsors, and then you have IPL where you have actual waiting period. And if you just look at the team values, for example, you want to buy out a team, it's in the billions and in dollars, not rupees.
So we're not even talking like currency-wise, we're talking about global.
Yeah, it's crazy the way it is.
And even that I realized that it was different. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but for example, there's a lot of celebrities that own cricket teams, right? Like Shah Rukh Khan, Preeti, but in the US, I was comparing it to other parts of the world. In the US, a lot of celebrities, they own stakes in the team. They don't own the team, right? Like Jay-Z owns, I think, a basketball team, or a football team. He owns a percentage, and then I think he even sold that. But
So the idea of the IPL was entertainment, right? Yeah. And in India, what's entertainment? Bollywood. You tie the two, you get magic. I'll give you a recent example, completely away from cricket. K-pop Demon Hunters. They combine anime and they combine K-pop. Two of the craziest things in East Asia, okay? Yeah. And it went bonkers. Like, I have now memorized all the songs. That's how much it's played in my house, and my daughters are like bombarding me. I'm putting that music in my reels also now. Take down Golden and all of that. Yeah, exactly. So if you combine Bollywood and cricket in India, you're going to get magic. That's what you got with IPL. So this was the person who started IPL. He knew that, okay, if I combine these two, you get actors and celebrities to invest in cricket. Preeti Zinta for Punjab, Shah Rukh Khan for Kolkata Knight Riders, and you get that, the fan following. So you don't just now love the cricket, you also love the person who owns it. Yeah, exactly. Then you're going to be loyal to the theme. I don't care if Kolkata Knight Riders was last in the league. It's owned by Shah Rukh Khan.
And that's
How can
why
I not support that team?
They've got a very big fan base is because he owns that franchise.
Purely because of that.
And the day everybody knows he's going to come in the ground.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
Just to get one glimpse of the man.
This is why I said, through the IPL, India has cracked the code.
Yeah.
That formula worked.
That was just a magic formula.
Yeah. Because in a way, they've realized that in India, cricket is not just sport. Cricket is sport and entertainment. So they've combined the two together.
And also, all this craze for media rights, and why do sports sell so well? I've been thinking about it very deeply. I sometimes ask myself these questions. There are two things that sell well when you do like shows. For example, sports, because sports is unpredictable. You never know the end result. When you watch a movie, you can sometimes, most times it's a happy ending. Okay, the hero will figure out a way. Okay. But in sports, you never know the result. That keeps you hooked on.
That's a great analogy, yeah.
And that's why reality shows are doing so well. Because we as humans have this tendency to find out what the neighbor is doing, right? It's a very bad habit to have, but we
But
are
it's a
nosy.
habit.
We are nosy. We are humans. We want to know what the Jones are up to. That's why stuff like Big Boss and all these reality shows are such a big reality shows in sports right now the highest sell. Why? Because it taps into a human trait of wanting to know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, I mean, I hate Big Boss. Okay, sorry to say it to the producer, I don't care, but I hate stuff like that because it's a waste of time. I don't want to know what somebody else is doing in some random house. But this is tapping into the human trait
Human
and
emotions.
emotion and wanting to then commercialize that. Okay, I'm going to have him glued on the TV screen for the next 2 hours. I'm going to hammer him with sponsors. I'm going to get Shah Rukh Khan to come and say whatever washing powder is the best one. So next time I see that in the supermarket, I'm going to go buy that.
Yeah.
So it plays with your subconscious mind as well, right? Because from a marketing perspective, you would know what you've seen, and it's very normal for you to go and your hand will automatically go to that.
Familiarity. It's familiarity. Yeah.
You're see, there is a reason why certain ads they play at a certain time in the day. Also, the placement in your physical stores is that way. So there is this very interesting, I mean, we're drifting away from cricket, but it really matters. I'll tell you, if you go to a cricket game and you go to the concession stand, you should see how the products are placed there. Because they know there are a lot of kids also who will come to the cricket game. Right? So if you go to the supermarket,
Very cool, yeah.
walk into the supermarket aisle where you've got your chips packets, your crisps, okay? At the bottom, you will always have the smaller packs. You know why? Because your 3-4-year-olds can go in only
Grab
leave
it.
that.
Grab that.
Yeah.
Right? And on the top, you'll have the more family packs, the multi-packs. Why? Because those are for the adults to grab.
So even in cricket games, it's like that.
So when you go to the concession stalls, they're basically
placed in
Like
certain
the
placed in
checkout
certain
counter at the
ways.
supermarket, they have all the confectionaries at the checkout counter. The child will just pull it and say,
And
Mama,
why
do
are they
this
low?
also.
Have you ever wondered why do you have to bend down to pick it up? It's because it's
Meant
not for
for
you.
kids.
It's meant for it's for the kids.
Wow. So much strategy behind
So it's in
every
Hindi they say,
little
right? Jo
element.
dikhta hai, wo bikta hai.
Yeah.
What you see, you sell.
You sell.
Literally, yeah.
Even in cricket broadcasting, you'll see that. You when Kohli was playing, for example, and there's an India game, they'll find every opportunity to show Kohli on the camera. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Every time.
Because when he's on screen, people are glued. Oh my God, it's Virat
Also-
They want to watch.
They want to, all his brand endorsements, everybody wants to consume the same thing.
Yes.
The bat he uses, you
want
want
the
the
exact
same thing. If he has a different colored, though he's only used a different color grip once in his life when he was going through a low period. He's
Look
never
at the
used a different
fandom
color
in this
grip.
one.
The
My
fact
God.
that you
You
know
know
that.
that.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm a commentator, I'm a cricketer.
Yeah, I know,
And
yeah.
we cricketers, we're very superstitious
We
with
notice
certain
these
things.
things, yes.
We notice these things very easily.
So wait, do you think there's a lot of like these kind
Superstition,
of
oh my God, you can have
Major.
a 1-hour podcast about it.
Yeah.
Really?
In cricket, especially among cricketers.
We can do cricket with chai part 2
Yeah.
superstitions.
Cricket and omens.
Well, okay, number
Romans.
like a common superstition if you had to mention.
I know people. If, for example, if I sat in a specific place on my sofa and Sri Lanka won that game, I'll sit on that same specific place in the sofa for the next game.
Yeah. My mom does that. My mom does that. She has a spot on her sofa. She
Yes.
said, okay, that's it. I'm done with all my work. This is where I'm going to sit. It's an India game. Don't ask me to get up. I'm not moving from. If I move from here, India will lose.
And I'll tell you from a cricketer's perspective. Sri Lanka has its own league called LPL, Lanka Premier League. Avishka Fernando, one of Sri Lanka's cricketers. So he was part of the team that I was part of the media of. I was one of the digital insiders. So we go in the same bus every morning to the ground. One day he scored 100. Okay. The next day we have a match and we're all in the bus. The time is 7:58. The bus is about to leave. He goes to the driver and says, wait. There's a digital clock in the bus. It says, until it's 8:02, you do not start driving.
What?
Because yesterday when we left, it was 8:02. I went and scored a century. I wanted to leave at 8:02.
Oh my
That's the level of superstition,
goodness.
Nilansh.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll agree, and you also have some of that.
You must have some. You must have some.
I have a lot, but it just keeps varying from if I have a good game. Let's say, I think this recent tournament that I played, I had a good game and I was now wearing a cap. So I went home, I'm like, okay.
No more caps
yeah,
for me.
No more cap. So I was thinking, oh, I need to get rid of superstitions, is that. Before the game, I was like, no, I'm not going to wear a cap. So I need to have a good
See, it's like a routine, right? When you get used to
Becomes a
doing
ritual.
something.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a ritual. I'll wear my, left sock first versus my right sock first.
For me, these two bands. I know if I'm not wearing them, that's going to be a miserable day for me.
Wow.
Like it's my motivator. It says nothing is impossible, and the other one says exceed your expectations. But it's kind of like a thing. If I feel it in my hand, I know, okay, I'm in my space, I'm in
It's
my
like
vibe.
psychological
Like
in
a
a way,
psychological,
right?
yes, absolutely.
But can you complete the story? You said that Virat Kohli only once he changed the color of his bat.
Only changed once. He changed that once, and I remember. Why do I distinctly remember this? Is because we were on commentary. We were covering those games, and he came out there, and something was weird. And I looked at the screen again, and I said, "That's something he's never done." And it was a rage on social media because everybody was talking about it. Virat Kohli came out with a black colored grip today on his bat. He's never had a black colored grip on his bat. You know what that does is it makes you aware. I mean, a lot of people will not understand this, but a lot of people, like commentators, those who've been out there in the field, will know. Which means he's going through something. Something's up with the guy.
He's changed something about him.
Something he's trying to change. He's trying a lot of things so that he can get back to his form.
Wow.
Right? Because you've been doing something for such a long time which has worked, but suddenly things have are not working for you. And there you go.
It's crazy that the things that you change is even the color of the grip. Like it goes, those details matter as well.
Sometimes I used to feel when I used to play, I would change so gloves, they get worn out, right? Because of the amount of time you bat. Also your grip gets worn out. Sometimes when I used to have like a bunch of bad days, I'm like, something needs to change. So I'd either go and change the grip of my bat or I'll go and buy new gloves. I have even bought new kit bags because I feel now I need to get out of this kit
Even
bag.
the bag is the problem.
I would have loved to be a sports shop close to your house. I did good business.
I didn't purchase that many.
Okay.
But gloves I used to change often because I used to have this habit of constantly fixing the grip. So they used to get the leather would get worn out quite fast. So
Lots of superstitions.
Yeah, I can tell. I think we can definitely do a part 2 on this. So we have a little bit of time left. Before we end, I do want to... we'll do that just in 2 minutes. We have a little game. But just before we get into that game, it's a very quick
She
game.
always has games.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But just before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about cricket and tea. Cricket and chai. Just a little bit. And I was watching this video of Virat Kohli, and he was talking about this 8-hour-long match. The host was asking him about it because he was like, this is not common in the West, such a long match and stuff. So he was talking about how in the game you have a 40-minute lunch break and then you have a tea break.
Yes, 20 minutes.
Yes. Of course, there's tea involved because I guess it's South Asian. No?
No.
Okay, why is there?
So like we said, Test cricket is the original format of cricket, right? Okay. That's how it started. And Test cricket, as you know, is played over 5 days for 9 hours per day, right? So obviously, when you play for the whole day, you need breaks in between. Cricket started in England.
Yeah.
Okay? And England is obviously, tea is big in England. So they had a lunch break, and their shorter break in the afternoon was called a tea break.
So that was our originally
why it's called tea. So you
it.
have day 1, lunch, day 1, tea, and then end of day stumps. Okay, so it's divided into 30 overs. So you have 90 overs in the whole day that you bowl. Okay, 30 overs between the start of the day and lunch. So you take a 40-minute break. Then you have 30 overs between lunch and tea. Then you take a 20-minute break, and then you finish the day with stumps. Right. So that's how tea came about in cricket, because it's from England, and England obviously has a tea culture in it. It's not to do with the South Asian thing. However, now cricket and chai go, obviously.
But also it became popular in England. Tea was grown in India.
Yeah,
so that's...
they took it from our places.
Yeah,
anyway.
literally in Assam. So anyway.
I don't want to say stole, but they took it.
They stole it from China and then they capitalized on it in India. But and then now it works very well for South Asia because there's... So how would you describe this connection between cricket and chai? Because, in South Asia, we all love it. We kind of talked about it, but I want to get...
It's funny because, when you play cricket, whether it's in the day or it's in the night, especially in the UAE here, most times it's summer and it's hot. And when it's hot, you want to have a cold drink. But us, no.
No, we want chai.
We finished our bowling innings, come, yaar, chai lao, yaar. We finished batting in, come, chai kaun pilayega? That's the first question. And every ground, by the way, has a cafeteria in there because they know all the players, when they come, they want a cup of chai. So that's, even as a player, it's not just as a fan when you're watching. So even as a player, you want tea. When we go for commentary, What's the first question? Charvi, chai kaun pilayega?
Who's getting chai, man? Is
Chai
anyone,
kaun leke
anyone
yaar?
getting
Chai
chai?
lao yaar, you know. So, even at this ILT tournament that we did, Nilansh, the first thing, because I was always there, the first to get there, because I used to do the first match toss. So the guy who does the toss has to be the first to be there. So I do the toss, I go to the production, like, chai ka bandobast karo yaar. Because, you know, it's 5:30 in
That's
the
the
afternoon.
number one thing we ask when we enter.
When that comes, we're all in rhythm.
Yeah.
Okay, abhi kya baat karna hai? Bolo.
Now
You know,
we're
now we're going to talk.
Now we're recharged.
So yeah, for sure. From an outside cricket perspective, for sure, as someone who's involved in the game. But even from a fan's perspective, you
It's
need
a
to have
big
chai
thing.
when watching cricket, for sure.
And there's like in these cricket matches, there's probably a lot of these chai stalls and for people to buy chai. Because I remember I was telling last episode as well where we were doing this recording at a sports bar here in UAE, and we were talking about an upcoming India-Pakistan match. This was a few months ago. And so when we went to the sports bar, there's Indians and there's Pakistanis. I was wearing actually, I was literally the only person wearing the Pakistan jersey. Everyone else there was wearing the Indian jersey. But I was the only one with a huge thermos of chai. And they were all watching their matches, but in between, and I didn't even approach them. They just saw me, like, it looked like I was holding a thermos. People just started coming. They're like, chai hai? Chai hai? I was like, yeah, of course, this is for all of you. And so everyone came. So I feel like there's that connection between chai and cricket
But
in a
although
beautiful
it's
way.
more South Asia when it comes to chai when watching cricket, although in the more Australia, England, it's more a beer culture when watching cricket, right? Like they like to sip a cold one while watching a test match, you know, in their shorts. It's like a little picnic for them watching cricket. So it's different place to place.
I think it's just,
Different places,
you know, the ingredients, they differ from location to location. Also culture to culture. It's different.
Are you a chai fan?
No.
I've never seen you have
No,
one.
yeah.
not
Look
really.
at it. That's why he barely drank the chai. Like, even when I was like, oh, are you guys enjoying it? He was like, I was like, okay.
So at the ICC Academy, which is where a lot of domestic tournaments happen, which is right behind the Dubai International Stadium, we've got two grounds there. There's actually a company there that specializes in chai. I can't take their name, of course, but they have a chai shop there,
Oh.
even at the ICC Academy.
I mean, of course, I'm not
Exactly.
surprised. I think I know who it is, but
Yeah,
yeah.
so Charvi and I have had a lot of that chai. In my first year here in Dubai, I did a lot of games with Charvi.
And,
should meet there.
and we'd be like, what, it's time?
You know what time it is.
Exactly.
You know what time it is.
Are we not getting, you know what time it is? Who's
'Cause,
going?
you know, unlike international tournaments, right? Obviously, they have big budgets. So you'll have like 5 commentators for one game. When we domestic games, it's either 2 of us or 3 of us doing a 20-over game. So we have to talk a lot more than you would do in an international game. So we get
That
really
makes
tired.
so much
and
sense. And you need energy, and where do you
Yeah,
get
of
that
course. And
boost
who
of
else gives you energy
from?
but chai?
Yeah, and the duties of the person who's not on air.
Yeah,
Be
he's
like,
the one who brings the chai.
Go on. Go on.
The third one goes to
I
bring
love
the
how
chai.
you guys like have that division of roles and you know when who does what. Yeah, I love that. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. Honestly, I learned a lot, and I appreciate you explaining every basic thing. Even before I would ask you what you would explain it, so I really appreciate that. Just before we end, we have like a very quick little game. The game is that it's cricket themed. Each of us will get a word, okay? One of us will, however, be the imposter. So one of us will not get any word. The other 3 will get the same word. And this is trending. Maybe you've seen it. And then one by one, we will go. Each one of us will say, you cannot say the word given to you. You have to say a word that's associated with that so that everyone else can understand, oh, she probably knows what the word is. So we'll go, I think we can do 2 rounds of the same word, and then we'll have to guess who the imposter is.
Wow, okay. Grip.
Okay.
Kohli.
Okay, that's kind of vague. It could be.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Okay, I'll say hit.
Batter.
Wood.
Short.
Short as in short. Short delivery. SHORT or SHOT?
No, shot.
HOT.
SHOT. The shot.
Short.
Okay, the
Yeah.
shot. Okay.
Okay, I say 6.
Middle.
I have a guess of who. I think it's him.
My guess is her. Imposter.
My guess he's the imposter.
I feel like it's him. What do you think?
She is the imposter. Her face says it all.
Is you? She was good.
Both of us have the same thing.
Yeah, all of us have the same thing.
Yeah,
Ah, it's the
we-
same thing.
She's
Ah,
the-
okay, all right,
And
okay.
Blend in.
Wow, well done.
That was good.
What were the words you said?
Batter and middle.
Batter and
Batter
middle,
and
because
middle.
when you said grip and he said Virat Kohli, I knew this is something to do with batting.
Ah.
So I went on with it. And then you said wood. I knew the word was
Yeah,
bat.
then it has
that,
to be
That
then.
gave away.
Okay.
That gave away.
Scroll.
Scroll as in scroll or scroll?
Anything. And I mean, you would know if
You
you're...
decide. Nobody talks about this scroll anymore. I don't know.
We do.
Okay. In
Gra-
your lecturers, in your universities.
Graduation.
Yeah. What? Graduation?
Graduation?
Yeah, scroll.
Chitra, you're the imposter again. I mean, come on. Nilansh, you go first.
Green.
I was going to say that.
Trend.
You said green, right?
Yes.
I'm keeping
Grass.
it vague, okay?
You said trend.
Yes.
Grass.
You said grass. Then you're the imposter.
Yeah, you're the imposter.
No, well, let's complete the let's
round.
do-
Okay, beverage.
Okay.
Milk.
Bro, it's not me, guys. Drink.
I mean, I said beverage.
Okay, I'll think of
You have to
something else.
think of something else.
Where is it? Japan?
Oh, wow, okay. Hold on.
Sugar.
She's the imposter then again.
What was the first word you said?
Grass.
Yeah, how did you say grass? I think she just guessed it.
Yeah, the imposter.
But could it be him? What did you say?
No.
He said
I
green?
think she said grass because I said green. And he
Yeah.
was
Said green.
She's the imposter.
I
You
think
said
it's-
green.
She's the imposter.
Yes,
Again. Are you doing this on purpose?
That's so funny. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. And thank you very much. In the end, a little cheers.
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 Hope the best team wins tomorrow. If that's that. It's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind
Just
the
a
scenes.
quick pause. Is it? It's nothing, right? Okay.
It's false alarm.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
This reminds me of school drills.
But I don't mind dying while talking about cricket.
Oh my god.
It's a good way to die.
We were not thinking of that, but thank you for putting
I know
that in our
we're
heads.
old, but hold on. There is still so much that needs to be done, man.
Thank
My
you
list
for
is
putting that
very
in our
long.
heads, okay?
Hang on, man. I still need to buy a house. I need
Ho
so many
jayega, ho
things.
jayega.
So many things on the list to do. We can't-
हो जाएगा